What's up, guys? Welcome back. As always, we are here. Disclaimer, this is for entertainment purposes only. Nothing should be taken as legal advice or investment advice. Do your own research, check things out on your own, make your own decisions. And yeah, let's jump into GameStop. So also disclaimer, we own one share of GameStop. And so in theory, that means we want GameStop to go up in value. But as you guys have known, if you've been following the channel, we talk real talk here, and I give you honest opinion on what I think gonna happen in GameStop stock. So it does not look good, and nothing has changed today. Today actually showed off a healthy sell-off. We started around $60 yesterday. Let's see here. Yeah, so we're around $60, and it stayed right around there, 28, 63, 64, 60, and then today dropped off significantly, down to $50. So a good chunk of your value got decreased today. And again, this is what we talked about yesterday, the gamma squeeze going in reverse, in my opinion. You are going to see slight increases and decreases because in order for the price to go down, the shorts are going to be shorting it more. And then some of the shorts are going to just try and get out of their positions and cover. So you're going to have people that are selling because the news is still very negative against GameStop and the price going down. You also have the gamma squeeze with all the puts. There's so many puts out there. You can check out yesterday's video if you want to see information on the puts and the call data. That does not look good for at least 2 weeks. So what I predicted yesterday is that for the next 2 weeks, we are going to see a decrease in GameStop's value. And it's probably going to hit around that $15 to $30 range. So 219 is probably the end of this kind of like downward spiral, in my opinion. So around like the 222, 223 is probably a buying time. Because just think about this. There's hundreds upon hundreds of people, maybe even thousands of people that are still, in love with GameStop. They're holding their diamond hands forever. So unfortunately, if you are diamond hands right now, you need to get out. Like literally get out. Sell, take your losses. If you want a diamond hands, buy it back when it gets to $20. But the thing is, if you sell now, you can have like 2.5 times the amount of shares when it goes to $20. So you won't miss the rocket up, but you're going to get way more value out of your money. That's my opinion. Again, take it with a grain of salt. I'm a monkey, I don't know anything about this stuff. So that's what I would do. If I was holding shares, significant amount of shares, I would sell. I've told myself and others that I'm holding this one share forever, like forever. So I'm not selling this one share that I have. It doesn't matter if it goes to 0, it doesn't matter if it goes to 1, I'm holding it. Like I want to get it framed and put it on my wall. That's the plan right now, So, yeah, that's where I'm at with my one share. Even though I'm telling you should sell smartly, yeah, I should sell this one share and buy it back later, but I've already made a conviction. I'm doing it, keeping this one share. It's not going to hurt me to have this one share, or lose this one share, whatever. But yes, I'm keeping my one share forever. Like forever. And I mean that. No fake diamond hands here. Forever, one share. But yeah, if you're holding like 100 shares or 200 shares, I would highly recommend selling, especially if you are able to look throughout the day and hit these spikes every so often, because you will see these spikes where it goes up. Like, say this was $55, this was after hours. So if you can hit a spike like that, where it's trending upwards, you can get out with a little bit extra value, great. But if not, highly recommend getting out now and coming back in around that 22nd, 23rd time period, which should be around the $20 mark. Because at that point, we've looked at the Volkswagen squeeze. We've seen what's happened there. The squeeze is still probably going to happen. Like, there's still a bajillion amount of shorts. There's a lot of short interest. And if they close their short position, they have to buy a share back. And when they buy a share back, you get this kind of movement right here from this 48 up to this $55. So they're buying shares back to close out their short position, and that brings the price up. And as they keep buying them, the price keeps going up. So if you have a combination of anyone buying, like, consumers, retailers buying shares or investing in GameStop thinking it's going to go up, and you have short sellers who are trying to cover, that pushes the stock up. The shares are still incredibly hard to short. So the data is showing that it's hard to short. So that means they're still getting eaten alive daily with interest, and the interest rate is still pretty high. But let's talk about what happened today. The only noticeable thing that happened is Kevin O'Leary. Kevin O'Leary, Mr. Wonderful from Shark Tank, actually tweeted, downloaded Robinhood app this morning, transferred $10K from my Bank of America account, also on Reddit at Wall Street Bets, and now I ride with the herd. Taking it for a ride. If you are going to pontificate, don't know what that word means, criticize and editorialize, you should do the same. I'll keep you posted. So he said he's with us now, but he didn't post his position, so this is very interesting. He could definitely be in GameStop for 10K or in AMC for 10K, but he could be shorting it. He could be against it. He could be putting puts down. We don't know his position, so it would be very interesting to find out his position. And he's also a very smart guy, but he's also only putting down 10K, which is like a penny. So it doesn't really mean that much. It's a nice little public sentiment. It's getting some nice PR for him. Some people are calling him out on this, like, yeah, you're doing, 10K and it's a joke and you're using Robinhood, which if you knew anything about Reddit, you would be not on Robinhood. You would just delete Robinhood and you'd be moving to a different brokerage. And yeah, so a lot of people are picking apart this and showing that he's not really actually part of the movement, which is quite interesting because I talked about this in another video, that PR is great and that anyone that joins on the GameStop bandwagon will get positive PR. Well, it looks like he tried to join the GameStop bandwagon, but he's getting some backlash because he's lying out of his face. Like, that's what it looks like here. So if you knew anything about Reddit, you knew Robinhood is the enemy. You don't deal with Robinhood. Robinhood's bad. You don't want Robinhood. People also call him out for saying, 10K, and that's penny to him. Like, he doesn't care about penny. And now he's riding with the herd, he's going with the herd. But he doesn't give his positions, so that's another thing. And it's also like, if you know anything about Mr. Wonderful from the TV show Shark Tank, he's all about the money, which is smart. Like, very, very smart. So at this point, people are saying, and probably rightfully so, this is the rumor, is that he probably got sponsored by Robinhood and sponsored by Bank of America to write this tweet to get money for a tweet like this. So he probably made more than $10,000 for writing this tweet. That's how Mr. Wonderful thinks and works. He wants money. He wants his money to make money, and that's probably what happened here. I agree with this theory that he got paid by Robinhood to shill the app, so, promote the app on his Twitter. He probably got paid by Bank of America to shout out their name as well. And yeah, and then he's tagging Reddit and Wall Street Bets to try and, hype up and be like, yeah, give me good PR. Like, it's a dream scenario for him. If this works out and people were stupid enough to realize, like, hey, he's with us. But, like, if he's really trying to just shill Robinhood and be saying, like, hey, download Robinhood. Hey, use Bank of America. Like, subliminally, he's messaging these two companies. And then, like, if he knew anything about the Reddit people, he knew that we hate Robinhood. We don't like Robinhood. It's not good. You don't go on to Robinhood. Robinhood screwed everyone on Reddit. Like, no, you don't. So, yeah, very interesting point there. And it just looks like he's a shrewd businessman, and I respect the hell out of him. Like, I think he's a genius, and he's probably made more than 10K off of this tweet. I honestly believe this is true. Like, I think he did this, and I think he's making money off of this tweet because of these advertisements, essentially. So I think he's a genius. He says he's doing 10K. Yes, he's going to get some positive press out of this, but people are also going to tear him apart because he's lying out of his ass. Like, he's trying to promote himself as being a good guy for the little man, but he's really just taking money from Robinhood and Bank of America. Like, that's what I see here. So it's really, really interesting, and I love Reddit for calling this stuff out. And the other thing that happened today, and this is something that a lot of the analysts talk about, is that GameStop is not going to go well, like, not going to do well. They're not getting any extra consoles. They're not making more sales. Foot traffic is down. All this kind of bad publicity about GameStop, and saying, like, it's not helping out the stores, not helping out sales. But what they don't understand is that even if they're getting the same amount of consoles as, say, like a Target or a Best Buy or somewhere else, they put them in bundles. So they actually do make way more revenue than Target or Best Buy or Walmart. So we have a tweet today from them saying, hey, the bundles are going to be available later today. Don't worry if you miss out on this round. We'll keep you posted for more become available. And so you can check out the links. And you can see the bundles. They're not terribly overpriced. I think it's, everything is in there, gives you some value, but you don't get a discount, for example. So let's take a look at this one here. $7.59 for the disc bundle. This is the one that I was sort of interested in, but I don't actually like the games. And so that's where it gets kind of iffy. So we got the console here for $4.99. That's the base price for the disc console. And then you have the games and the controllers. Console comes with one controller, from my knowledge. And so the second controller is going to be roughly like $75 now. I think the second controller costs. It's stupidly expensive. So they bundle that with you. So you're at like a console for $500, second controller $75. So you're at $575. The games are $70 each now, if I remember correctly. Up from that $60 price point in the last generation. So we'll say $140 here. So now you're at $715 if I did my math correct right there. They're also giving you a $20 GameStop gift card, which it is great for them because it forces you to buy a GameStop. So you're at $735, and then there's this other random crap that they just want to get rid of. So that gives you a total price of $759.99, which is great because all you really wanted was the PS5, right, guys? Like, this is all you want. Maybe you want one of these games. Maybe you want Spider-Man. I don't care about Sackboy over here. I don't even personally want to play Spider-Man, but yeah, I would still buy this because it's way cheaper than buying it for $1,000 on eBay or Craigslist. So yeah, GameStop is still making a lot more money and revenue off of these consoles than any other store. So that's why I've talked about before in other videos that 325, their earnings report is very, very important. Even though foot traffic may be down, same-store sales may be down, which I doubt this. This is just the rumors that the analysts are talking about, that the Pop and GameStop did not actually increase foot traffic or store sales, which I highly doubt this, because there's been pictures on Reddit of people buying and donating crap from their winnings and, giving things to charity and so forth. Like, more people are talking about GameStop, which means more people are going into GameStop, which means more people are buying stuff from GameStop. People got rich, filthy rich off of GameStop, and they're willing to give back because the poor help the poor. And they also like the company. They like the stock. So overall, I think the analysts are just full of crap, and they don't know what they're talking about. And that's why 325, the earnings report, is a huge catalyst for the stock. I would love for the stock to be at $20 heading up into that earnings report, because if it's at $20 and you still have like 100% short percentage on the stock, then you're going to see a massive spike. You're going to see the short squeeze once again. The catalyst is earnings, in my opinion. That is just one of the catalysts as well. Like, there could be other catalysts as well. So you have Xbox stuff as well. Xbox doesn't sell out as quickly, but same thing. You got bundles, and they're selling everything as a bundle. So they're making more profit because they're selling other random things that have higher profit margins on them. You can check this stuff out. Don't believe me. Do your own research on this, obviously. But yeah, so 325 is a major, major catalyst for the stock. And unfortunately, it's going to take some punishment. It's going to go down before we get to that 325, because that's still over 1 month away. It's like 45 days away or so, give or take. It's a good time away from right now. And a lot's going to happen. We have this downward momentum. We have the reverse gamma squeeze potentially going on with all the puts. And yeah, getting down to that $15, $20 mark, which I think we probably will see that, like I said, around the 22nd, 23rd. That's probably going to be like the buyback endpoint for me. Again, if it gets down to this $15, $20 mark, maybe $25 mark, you just got to have to feel the stock, feel the momentum, see where everything is. And at that point, too, you look at Wall Street bets. And you see there's a lot of people that are like, I don't give a shit anymore. I'm going to zero, or we're going to the moon. Like, you need to read the comments. Yes, the headlines are bad. Yeah, y'all need to let game happen. So they talk about here, blah, 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 what's going on. Like, we're going to the moon still. And then the comments, if you read the comments, you can see what people are actually thinking. Like, this guy still thinks we're going to the moon. He's delusional right now. You're not going to the moon right now. In the future, maybe, yes. But right now, again, probably smart to sell and then buy back in later. So you read the comments and you'd be like, a lot of the people here are like, it doesn't matter. I lost 88%. I'm going down to zero, or we're going to the moon. And yeah, so agree, we are learning. Shitload, outcome, ordeal, certainly my passion for trading. And people are still angry at the system. They still want to fight back. So reading the comments, you get a sentiment of what's going on. You get a lot of people that are just saying that they're not going to sell for any reason whatsoever. Like, that is the big takeaway that I get from reading a bunch of these comments. So, like, yeah. And that's the same thing you'll see in different other posts, too. You're starting to see less and less engagement on the GameStop stocks on Reddit. So the numbers are starting to go down because people don't like to lose. People don't like to post about losing stuff. You have a couple of game posts from last week where people are like, yeah, we made millions. Like, yeah, people are still going to be envious and jealous of that. Out? Am I? Not by a long shot. So there's also a lot of memes going on, as always. I love the Infinity War memes right here. You should have sold at 450. So everyone getting dusted. The Wall Street Bets originals are there. So yeah, so check out the memes and things like that. So there's still a strong sentiment, but this is what I talked about, the mentions. So 1559, definitely down. I think it was around 3,000 the other day or 2 days ago. So about half mentions in a day. It's still the number one thing, but Palantir is moving up on the charts there. Probably going to overtake it in a couple days. But this is the thing, is when people are not talking about it, when they're not hyped about it, it allows for the recovery play to happen. When it gets down to that $15, $20, you're still going to have some diehards that are in there that are trying to like hold the line. They don't care anymore. They're going to forget about it. They're like, whatever, YOLO. You know, it's going to zero. I'm going to ride it out. And then you have the smarter people who are going to see, hey, we're at like 150% short, or we're at 100% short. We can push this back up. This stock is undervalued right now. We can go. They're going to have good earnings. I believe they're going to have a good earnings. Let's go and gamble this and ride this back up. And by that point, too, the call options should be a lot cheaper. We're already seeing call options become a lot cheaper today. Like some options that cost like $20 yesterday now only cost $10 today, for example. So when the call options start to get reasonably priced once again, people are going to start jumping on it and be like, hey, let's go. This is a good gamble. Let's go for it. GameStop round 2. And I honestly think that's what's going to happen. If you look at the Volkswagen chart, we showed that in another video. Volkswagen did have a small little dip, and then it shot back up. So it had a nice high. It peaked at, like $300 or so, $400, dipped back down to about the $200 range, and then it shot right up to the all-time high of like that 650. Those are in euros, so you got to adjust those prices, but you get the idea. So I think we're going to see the same kind of thing, and this is why the $20 price point is my target, is because that was right before the mass media hysteria was right around. $20 was the price point that the OG Wall Street bettors kind of brought this stock up to and were happy with. Ryan Cohen was the catalyst to bring this up to 20, and then after that it was just apes going wild, and the stock just started running up and up and up and up. But anyway, guys, that is my take on GameStop. If anything changes in the next couple hours, we'll do another video, but for now we're going to probably hold off a little bit on the videos, not doing daily updates, because I don't think there's going to be much information to talk about. If something does come up like crazy, we'll talk about that. But yes, for now, I would get out of GameStop and look for a re-entry point around the $20-ish mark. And definitely check sentiment online. And the thing is, too, once the news cycle gets out of the system, GameStop's like, oh yeah, it's dead, it's gone. It's not going to be dead at $20. Like, the news is just not going to talk about it because people aren't going to be caring about it anymore. And I see it on the YouTube videos as well. You have less and less people that are watching GameStop videos because they don't care. They're like, whatever, we lost, it's over, game over, GG. They're moving on. And when that happens, it allows that spike to shoot back up. Anyway, we'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching. As always, if you have any questions, comments, post them down below. This is only for entertainment purposes, so hopefully you are entertained.